Hi, and thank you for joining me in the kitchen. Today I wanted to quickly demo. This is it's a noise box. Do I call it a noise synth? Well, technically it's not a synth. I don't want to like, oh, he built the synthesizer. No, this is a simple circuit. Anybody with a handful of parts and a soldering iron could put this together. It's based on a CD4106 CMOS chip. It's a Hex Schmidt inverter. There's an excellent book if you're getting into this stuff. It's called Handmade Electronic Music by a guy named Nick Collins. So definitely look into that book. It talks about getting started with this chip. It'll baby step walk you through. There's all kinds of excellent projects in there. The guy's a genius, and he does like installations for museums and arty stuff. He's got his master's degree in being a weirdo, I guess, but the guy's a genius. Anyway, Nick Collins. So yeah, this you can look up Art's Theremin page, also on electro-music.com. There's information about this. I really don't want to like come right out and kind of say what it is. There's all kinds of like legal threats and copyright stuff, and I'm not making a profit. I lose money and time on all this hobby. It's just ridiculous for me to be doing this. But so yeah, this is, we're not really gonna. I'm a little nervous about this. There's all kinds of warnings about it, but there's an excellent layout a guy did on electro-music, and it looks like an old book, like brown age paper, and he gives a Vero layout with the parts list. So this is an easy project. Now, what it is this is a speaker box I got from Goodwill with a speaker in it, and then on the back we have all of these controls. The circuit is mostly controls. There's about a dozen capacitors, 9 or 10 resistors, and then the chip. It's a pretty simple circuit. These all control individual oscillators. The Hex Schmidt inverter is like 6 amplifiers inside this chip, 6 triangles. And there'll be 2 for the input and 1 for the output. You know, like the power on one and then the input get combined and then amplified and come out. So what you do is you make a feedback loop where the output feeds back to the input, and in between there you put a capacitor which charges and discharges, and that creates, like, because it's going on and off with the electricity, it creates the pitch. And then there's a control to go from low to high. So you have 6 of these oscillators. You can imagine it'd make quite a racket. A couple of them control like LFO. They don't feed right out to the speaker. They control the other oscillators. So that adds to the insanity. So all the controls for the device are on the back, and I've added some modifications. Well, I'll explain those in a minute. The side controls here are for the echo. Now I find anytime you're making a noise box, especially if it kind of can go up in pitch smoothly or down in pitch, you add an echo, it just multiplies the fun. It sounds a lot cooler with the echo. So if you're interested in that echo effect, there's another video I just uploaded called the Hannah Montana Toy Guitar Echo Hack. And that's what's in here. It's a little echo circuit out of a Hannah Montana toy guitar. You remove 2 of the resistors and you cut in 2 adjusters or pots. And there you go, there's your echo. So this echo circuit has a built-in amp chip too, an amplifier. So that's what powers the built-in speaker. And you know, I found that sitting behind this unit and operating it, you didn't hear any of the treble or high end. So I went ahead and cut in a tweeter on the back that fires just for the operator. That was like at Goodwill, you'll see if they have a single bookshelf speaker, they'll price it out for like 99 cents because there's only one. So that's cool if you need a tweeter or a replacement speaker. Maybe you get lucky and there'll be like a little crossover in there for you. So I guess at this point we could stop it and I could give you a little bit more in-depth look at the controls and the inside of the unit. Okay, so what we have here is 2 power supplies. There's a 9-volt battery for the oscillator circuit, and then these AA batteries are for the echo, which is over here. All the controls for the echo, these pots here are for the amp and the echo, and then these controls here are all for the oscillator. Switching for the amp, here's the tweeter with the blocking capacitor for the bass frequency, so you only get treble coming out. These are mod switches with sets of capacitors, and then this here is an output jack if you want to connect it to an external amplifier or for recording. When you plug a jack in there, it disconnects the internal speaker. And then we have all of these wires go up here to this joystick. So that's about it for the gut shot. Okay, as far as modifications go, these are those switches. So on the bottom row I have the stock capacitors, and on the top I have different larger or smaller values. So you can run it stock, or stock is actually in the middle, and then these other two capacitors add additional capacitance to the circuit. This knob here is a starve knob, so coming into the power you can choke off the power, the current, and it acts as like a master pitch. As you turn it down, it'll lower all the pitches and get it to geek out a little bit as it comes down to the bottom. When you first turn it on, it just turns on the amp, and then when you hit the burst button, there's a burst on or off. This is with the burst off. So this light here shows me that the amplifier and the echo is on. This shows me that the oscillator is on. I must have the volume down. But when you turn the burst off, or activate the burst, it shuts the noise circuit off. When you hit the burst button, it connects the battery to that large capacitor. It's a 2200 UF, and then that slowly discharges. So instead of just ding dong, it ding dong, you know, it kind of peters out there for a while. So as far as mods, there's this joystick mod, and what that does, when you turn this switch up, this is a joystick unit that I got out of the garbage at the arcade place dumpster. That one there, it's a little joystick with a couple of buttons. So when you turn that down, we've got regular stock controls. Up, it takes some of these controls here and moves them up to this. Inside of that joystick, there are actually little potentiometers or pots inside of there that move around as you turn the joystick. So it's just another way of controlling it, and these switches just connect to short the circuit out to make it geek out a little more. So as far as mods, you really don't need to mod this device. Stock as is, even without the echo, it's plenty unbelievably annoying sounding circuit. The starve, it's nice to have a pitch control, and it makes it a little more versatile. Along with these capacitor switches, they really do kind of give you more available sounds, but and then the joystick is just kind of a fun little thing, you know. But stock, it does have the burst control and burst control. It sounded funny. And then over here we have the echo, which is comes out of a Hannah Montana toy guitar. So you could take a look if you're curious about that, or you have a Hannah Montana, or you see them at resale. Go ahead and pick those up. I have a video, and that demonstrates how you can get a nice little echo unit for just a couple of dollars, simply removing a few resistors. So I guess I should probably take a break now, and we will demonstrate what this thing sounds like a little bit. So yeah, as you can see, it I really kind of need to learn how to play this thing with all these types of devices. If you spend some time trying to tune them, and you'll get used to the nuances and some of the easier on the ears tricks that you can do. My plans for it would include getting a drum beat going with a drum machine or a loop, and then trying to rhythmically fire this off and get it to do kind of a musical trick, and then like record that and have that repeat at different parts in a song. Maybe process a little bit, you know, with like envelope, filter, echo, delay, flange, whatever, distortion, probably fuzz, even better. So I am going to use this, and then the other application is just for noise. It's just for just what it is. If you're a fan of my channel, you know that I make music with my family. We have a fun band that's not serious thing. We just goof around and write, you know, basic rock stuff as a bonding and learning experience for me and my family. And so as a side project, we now have our noise band, which I know this is like a really hipster thing to do, but it's just fun. I've been building theremin type noisemakers and stuff, and I'm working on a large modular noise synth that's going to contain a lot of similar circuits and some effects in one housing. So at that point, everyone could take turns on this large thing we're going to call the Beast, I guess. And then, you know, we could, you know, each person grab their favorite noisemaker, switch off, and document that, maybe even record a little noise album, you know, like, I don't know who would ever listen to that, but it would be a fun process. So as a treat, I'm going to upload our first noise session. We did our first session. It's called Super Jam, all analog. That's the name of the project. So I would invite you, if you want to experience Super Jam all analog, our debut, that is going to be uploaded. So that should be floating around up on my channel shortly. This is, for more information on this, you can go to Art's Theremin page. Also, Electro-Music forum. There's a guy, I should have his name, but much thanks to all the designers and people that put work in on this project. None of this is original, you know, I copy everything I do. So credit where credit is due. There is like copyright warnings. I don't sell this stuff. This is just for fun. So I would direct you, if you're curious about building a cacophonator, I would direct you to Art's Theremin page and the Electro-Music forum. There also is a gentleman who sells fully completed units. So the cacophonator, what an annoying little demonic device, huh? Thank you for joining me, and all the views, comments, and subs. I really appreciate all of that. I'm going to actually, we're set up to do a real jam session tonight. I'm going to make music with my family band after this, so it's kind of a rushed little video, but I'm playing catch up here. I got too many loose ends. I got to finish up some of these projects. So peace, and keep on hacking.